All right, we're doing the Superpower series, and kind of for fun, who
Yep.
is your favorite superhero and why?
Okay. I had to look some up.
I
I know
know.
I'm aware of them because my son is obsessed with Marvel and Spider-Man, and I have to read all the like Hulk stories and like that. Yeah, he's obsessed
Yeah.
with Hulk as well. But I think Storm was a good one because she controls the weather, and I feel like the weather really scares me right now. And like if I could get, you know, basically reverse global warming and also not have all these crazy storms, that would be great. And she also is fighting for peace and equality. So
Right.
yes, I just learned that recently. So I think she has like cool like gray hair, and she's played by Halle Berry in like the X-Men movies. Um, so yes, I would pick her. I think, I mean, the second was probably Wonder Woman, but I felt like that was too cliche, so I didn't go with her.
And
Hmm.
I feel like I love that you have no problem going against the grain. You're like,
Hmm.
no, I don't, it's gonna be an obvious answer. I gotta go elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Thank
Love
you. Who
that.
would you pick?
Well, I wrote about this and I went with the I went with the cliche, not because she was the cliche, but I
Yeah.
did some research
Uh-huh.
and I kind of like sort of dove a little more into her. And then I just thought, I really like the Gal Gadot version,
Yes.
that movie. And I
Yeah.
just thought, okay, if I have to be, I can do the Gal Gadot version
Yeah.
of Wonder Woman, and the way that she was described, curious, strong. I mean, all these things that I like too. So that's what I went with. That's what I
Yeah.
went. Yeah, very
Makes
good.
sense.
Yeah, it does. Okay, now going into like human superpower, because I think you and I would probably agree that we all have some kind of a superpower. What do you think your superpower is?
So I asked my husband about this too, what he thought. But I think I am a good connector with like when I've been meeting a lot of people in my area, especially like this past year or so, I'm always like, "Oh, you need to meet this person. This person needs to meet you." And I've been told that as well by someone new that I did meet. So I think that, but then what my husband said, which I appreciated, was that I'm able to easily get over things. But
Ooh.
I think part of that is I forget about them too. So, but whatever, I'm still able to move on from things and like start a new day kind of like with a blank slate, um and just do better the next day, or try to do better the next day. It doesn't always work, but
No, no,
that's
what
what I'm going
does?
for.
Yeah, what does always work? Okay, so your answer for how you see your superpower, connector, and
Yeah.
keep your husband said,
Hmm.
I guess adaptable or flexible or
Yes.
to that effect. The
Yeah,
fact that you
definitely.
can easily move on and the next day you're
Hmm.
it's fresh. It's totally
Hmm.
fresh. So how do you know that's your superpower, the connecting, because it comes so naturally to you because you want to do it?
Yeah, I think that's automatically what I think of. If I meet someone new, either if it's like job related or just think someone would get along, that's just like what will pop into my head first. Like just like, oh, this person would totally get along with this person, like, or they can work together somehow. So that's just kind of what I think of when I meet someone new.
Right. So it's automatic. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing too that there's something in that you enjoy it and it's a passion and you feel good.
Yeah.
And that's another selfless thing I would say about you is that you're thinking of the greater good instead of like, how might this benefit me if I connect this person to this person? That's not even in the equation. You're just like,
Right.
oh, this person likes that, and that person, oh, they might be able to connect and be able to do more together.
Yeah, I also like helping people, so that's probably plays a part in that as well. And that's kind of why I got into direct sales originally, just because I want to help other people be better or feel better or just or have things go easier for them. So a lot of times I think I do put other people above maybe myself or my family when I shouldn't. So it also is a negative thing as well, I think.
Right. Well, yeah, there's always the flip side, right?
Yes, yes.
Always the flip side. How do you think somebody might be able to find their superpower? Do you think there is a way that we can each sort of determine what ours is?
Yeah, so actually, I worked with my friend who I mentioned before, who is a happiness coach. And
Ooh.
there was an exercise that I did with her, and it was to find your strengths. So,
Ah,
yeah, so I could find out what that exercise was. I don't know exactly what it was called, but that, or even like when I've interviewed previously, they have like had me do, like the Myers-Briggs kind
right.
of like thing. I've done that in a job interview as well. So I think though if you don't know what your strengths are, like though that's a good way to figure it out because sometimes it's different than what you think too. And sometimes people view you differently than how you think you're being viewed, which with that, when I had the job interview, there were some things I'm like, oh, like that's what people think of me. That I was surprised about. So I think that's a way that you could do it.
Right. Sort of the way someone else sees you versus how you see yourself
Yeah.
can be very different.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to share with you what I think your superpower is.
Oh, I like
Yes.
this.
I know,
Okay.
isn't that fun? So
Yeah.
anybody that I feel like I know on, I feel like, Jess, you have the strongest entrepreneurial spirit of just about anybody I've ever come across.
Oh,
You
thank you.
are always coming up with things that you are passionate about, that you find value in, that you want to share with others. And again, I guess you could think of that as connecting, but
Yeah.
I feel like you take this initiative to make this thing a reality.
Thank
You
you.
like you see something that's good and you're like, okay, how can I get involved with this? And I got to let people know how
Yep.
great this thing is, and I got to get the word out. And I feel like that is what I see as your superpower.
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just I'm having fun with this, more fun than I mean, I thought, well, that's kind of a different thing to have a superpower series. And it has just
Yeah.
been, it has not disappointed. It's been an absolute blast. Is there anything that you feel like we didn't get to cover that you wanted to talk about?
Um, I don't think so. I think we covered mostly everything. Yeah, we even covered my dog. So yeah, I think we're good.
Yes. And your dog, okay. Do you have two dogs or one right now?
No, one. We had one, a Boston Terrier who passed away like probably 2 years ago now.
Okay.
So yeah, we got this dog, I think around 2 months ago. I could be totally wrong. So yeah, we were kind of, my husband was ready to get one. His dog, that was his dog that passed away, Ava. So when he was ready, and he's also the one who takes care of the dog most. So when he was ready is when we were all ready to get a dog because I would get a dog anytime. So yeah, and the kids would too.
Right. Oh, that's so wonderful. And then you feel like your home life feels a little more complete having
Yes, I
a,
think so.
a
Yeah.
dog around. Oh, that's
Yes.
great. Yeah. Well, we currently have our golden retriever.
Oh,
For some reason, we just love that breed. They're just
yeah.
so sweet and happy and all of that. And she's been this is our third one. So
Oh,
we didn't have them together, but just, sort of a little bit one after the other.
yeah,
Anyway, dogs are wonderful. I know
they
what you
are.
they
I
are.
had a golden retriever growing up too, named Toby.
Oh,
Yeah. What's your dog's name?
Layla.
Oh,
Yeah,
cute.
sort of after the Eric Clapton song. I love that song growing up.
Oh, very
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. And Melon is the name of your dog.
Yes, Melon. Yeah.
And we were chatting about that, if you were a vet, how you could they do have end of life companies. I mean, literally.
Yeah, they like come to your house, right? And they like,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. And we've had to do that. And it
yeah,
is just such a great way to go You know,
Yeah.
it seemed like
Yeah.
a sweeter send off than
Yeah. The vet was
taking
not
them down to
fun
the
with,
vet,
no,
especially if your
no.
dog didn't like going to the vet,
Right.
you know,
That's true.
it's already a traumatic experience.
I know it is. It's like the worst thing ever.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
Well, I see in the background, I'm pretty sure I see Keith's book back there. Yes.
Oh yes, Keith's book is back here. This is all of his stuff too, that he has on during his calls since I'm sitting on his at his desk.
Right. And
And of course this thing from McDonald's, I forget what its name is, but this like famous artist made these like chicken nuggets, and like you could, it was an adult Happy Meal.
oh, how fun.
So this is very entertaining, and my son comes in here all the time and just plays with it.
Oh, that's fun. And just remind us of the name of Keith's book. Might as well, it's a children's book and the name
Yes.
is
The Sparkly Bun,
The
and his name
Sparkly
is Keith
Bun.
Stoeckeler. Yep. And you can get it
Okay.
on Amazon.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You can pretty much get any book on Amazon, which
Yeah,
is a good thing.
that's true.
Well, thank you, Jess.
Thank
And
you.
I'm so excited we got to connect again. Connect. That's your
Yes.
superpower, connecting. And
Yep.
it's always a joy. It's such a pleasure to have conversations with you.
You too. Thank you so much for reaching out. I was so excited to chat again.